Once upon a time, in the sprawling palaces of heavenly Mount Olympus, a story began that would ignite imaginations for generations. This is the tale of Vulcan, the mighty god of fire, volcanoes, and blacksmiths. Vulcan's birth was no ordinary event. Born to Jupiter, the king of gods, and Juno, the queen, he had an illustrious lineage. Yet, from the very beginning, his life was surrounded by drama and intrigue. The most heartbreaking part of the story is that his mother, Juno, repelled by his appearance, threw him off the heavenly mountain. As the legend goes, Vulcan descended for an entire day and night, finally crashing into the sea. Here, Thetis and Eurynome, sea nymphs, found him and cared for him for 9 long years. It was on this isolated sea island that Vulcan began toying with metals, forging exquisite jewelry, and discovering his true passion and power, the mastery over fire. The very tools and trinkets he created on that island became his ticket back to Olympus. When Juno wore one of Vulcan's necklaces, not knowing its creator, and everyone admired its beauty, she boasted about it. Upon realizing that Vulcan was the craftsman, she wanted more. Vulcan, clever as he was, agreed, but on one condition: he be allowed back to Olympus. And so Vulcan returned, not as an outcast, but as the revered god of fire and forge. In the pantheon of Roman gods, each deity held powers that set them apart, making them revered and sometimes even feared by mortals. Among them, Vulcan, with his fierce flames and skilled craftsmanship, stood as a beacon of transformative power. Unlike others, Vulcan could control and manipulate fire. He could summon flames, douse them, and use them in whatever form he desired. His most notable power was his unparalleled skill in crafting. From the most delicate of ornaments to the mightiest of weapons, he could forge them all. Like other gods, Vulcan was ageless and immortal, untouched by the ravages of time. While his limp might suggest otherwise, Vulcan possessed immense physical strength, making him formidable in any situation. His creations often had protective qualities. They could shield, guard, or warn their bearers of impending dangers. Using his forge, Vulcan could transform raw materials into objects of immense power and beauty. Throughout Roman mythology, Vulcan's influence was evident in numerous tales. His powers not only shaped events, but also the fates of many characters, be they god or mortal. Deep within the belly of Mount Etna, away from the prying eyes of mortals and shielded from the other gods, there existed a space of raw magic and unparalleled craftsmanship: Vulcan's forge. Picture a vast cavern where roaring flames danced with shadows, casting a warm golden glow upon the walls. At the center, a mighty anvil stood, having weathered countless strikes and having borne witness to the creation of artifacts of immeasurable power. Molten lava flowed like rivers, and metals of every conceivable kind gleamed in organized heaps, waiting to be transformed by Vulcan's skilled hands. This forge wasn't just a workplace, it was Vulcan's sanctuary. The rhythmic pounding of his hammer was his meditation, and with each strike a new wonder was born. From delicate jewelry for Venus to the mightiest weapons for the gods of war, everything bore the unmistakable mark of Vulcan's genius. Why was the forge so pivotal to Vulcan's essence? It was here that he healed from his traumatic fall from Olympus. While the sea nymphs cared for his wounds, it was the forge that mended his spirit. With every creation, he rebuilt his self-worth, making the forge not just a place of work, but a realm of rebirth. The forge symbolized the perfect union of raw power and refined skill. It was a testament to the idea that from pain and rejection could emerge beauty and strength. Every tool, every weapon, every trinket that emerged from it was a piece of Vulcan's soul, a story of resilience, and a beacon of his immense power. In the myriad tales that spun the tapestry of Roman mythology, few elements held as much significance as fire. It was a force of warmth, of transformation, of danger, and of divine essence. And at the helm of this force was Vulcan, the flame-bearer, guarding its secrets and wielding its might. As the primary deity of fire, Vulcan wasn't just the guardian of flames, he represented the duality of fire itself. He embodied its nurturing aspect, the warmth that fended off the cold, the flames that cooked food, and the fires that forged tools and weapons. Yet he also stood for its destructive nature, the infernos that could reduce cities to ashes and the uncontrolled blazes that could scorch the earth. In the vast pantheon of Roman deities, each god and goddess held a unique domain, a realm where their influence reigned supreme. Vulcan, with his forge and flames, commanded an elemental force, one that shaped civilizations, nurtured progress, and at times wreaked havoc. Yet while the Roman Empire has long since crumbled and the direct worship of these deities has faded into the annals of history, Vulcan's legacy burns as brightly as ever. The very name Vulcan has left an indelible mark. Consider the term volcano. It's derived directly from this god of fire, a reminder of the raw, untamed power he represented. Every time we witness the majestic and terrifying eruption of a volcano, we're, in a way, seeing Vulcan's power manifest. Moreover, the stories of Vulcan have been woven into literature, art, and popular culture. From epic poems to modern adaptations, the tales of the god of fire, his tumultuous relationships, his incredible creations, and his fierce power continue to captivate.